Today, we're going to dig into an idea that might just flip everything you think you know about money on its head. Turns out, your financial success has way less to do with how smart you are and pretty much everything to do with how you act.
I mean, really think about that. What if your IQ, that fancy degree you worked so hard for, or those super complex spreadsheets you built, what if they're all just secondary? What if the real secret is something much simpler, like patience?
So here's the central paradox we're talking about. We treat money like it's a hard science, like physics, with all these formulas and rules that should give us a predictable outcome. But the thing is, the second a real, messy human gets involved, all that predictability just goes out the window. Financial success isn't a science. It's a soft skill, where your behavior, your patience, your ego, that's what truly matters, way more than what's on your diploma.
And to really prove this point, let's look at two true stories that couldn't be more different. Think of it as the ultimate showdown, pedigree versus patience.
All right, first up, let's meet our geniuses. In one corner, you've got Richard Fuscone, a Harvard-educated, high-flying executive at Merrill Lynch, and in the other, a brilliant tech exec from the dot-com boom. Both of these guys had every single advantage you could ask for: brains, education, and the potential to earn a ton of money.
But here's the thing. Their behavior was driven completely by ego. Fuscone borrowed a crazy amount of money to keep up this massive 18,000 square foot mansion. It had 11 bathrooms and cost over $90,000 a month just to maintain. And the tech guy? Get this, he would literally skip $1,000 gold coins across the Pacific Ocean just to show off for his friends. I mean, come on.
And the outcome for both of them? It was kind of predictable, but still totally shocking. They went completely broke. All that genius, all those high-powered jobs couldn't save them from their own reckless behavior. They lost every single penny.
Now, let's flip the script completely. Meet Ronald Read. This guy was the definition of ordinary. He fixed cars at a gas station for 25 years, and after that, he swept floors at a JCPenney for another 17. Just a humble guy from rural Vermont.
Read's strategy was almost shockingly simple. No secret formula, no complicated trades. He just saved the little bits of money he could, put it into big, well-known companies, blue-chip stocks, and then he did the most important thing of all. He just waited for decades.
So what did all that boring, patient behavior get him? Well, when Ronald Read passed away at 92, he left behind a fortune of over $8 million, and most of it he gave away to his local hospital and library.
I mean, just look at this. The contrast says it all, right? The Harvard MBA goes bankrupt. The janitor becomes a multimillionaire philanthropist. It's proof that patience, being frugal, and just giving it time absolutely crushed ego, debt, and raw intelligence.
So the real question is, how do we apply this? How do we make sure we're the janitor in this story and not the so-called genius? Well, it really boils down to 3 simple behavioral rules that explain this huge difference in results. Okay, rule number 1 is just understanding this. Getting rich and staying rich are 2 completely different skills. Getting rich, that often takes optimism, a willingness to take big risks. But staying rich, it takes the total opposite. It requires a deep sense of humility and, honestly, a little bit of paranoia. The feeling that it could all disappear tomorrow.
And this really changes the whole point of investing, doesn't it? The goal isn't just to find the absolute highest return. The goal is to survive. You can't win if you're not in the game. So your first job, above all else, is to just not get wiped out.
And what's the reward for surviving? You get to use this single most powerful force in finance, compounding. This is where tiny, consistent growth starts to fuel future growth, creating this incredible snowball effect that our brains just aren't built to understand. The real secret to wealth isn't some complex strategy. It's just an unbelievably long runway of time.
Okay, this is absolutely staggering. If Warren Buffett had started investing at a normal age, say 30, and retired at 60, he'd be worth about $12 million, which is great. But instead, he's worth over 100 times billion. That means that 99.9% of his success is because of the compounding that happened after the traditional retirement age. His skill is investing, sure, but his superpower is time.
And that brings us to the third and final rule, the one that absolutely destroyed our geniuses. You have got to tame your ego. This quote just says it perfectly. Your ability to build wealth is really just the gap between what you earn and what your ego needs you to spend. The more you can shrink that ego, the bigger that gap gets, and the more you can save.
And here's why spending money to show off is such a trap. It's called the man in the car paradox.
When you see someone in a Ferrari, you don't really think, wow, that person is cool. You think, wow, if I had that car, people would think I'm cool. See the difference? The admiration you're trying to buy almost never lands on you. It just lands on the object. It's a game you just can't win.
So if we manage to do all this, we avoid getting wiped out, we let compounding do its magic, and we keep our ego in check, what's the actual point? What's the ultimate payoff for all this hard work?
It's a pretty simple question, right? But the answer goes so much deeper than just money. We're not just saving to hit some number on a spreadsheet. We're saving for something way, way more valuable than that.
Because the single greatest dividend your savings and investments will ever pay you, it's not the interest you see in your bank account or the capital gains on your brokerage statement.
It's control over your own time. It's the ability to wake up one morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. It's the freedom to change careers, to take a mental health day without worrying, to walk away from a terrible boss, or just spend unstructured time with the people you love. That is the real return on your savings.
And that brings us to the final, most important point of all. The path to that kind of freedom isn't about chasing more and more and more. It's about defining what's enough for you. So instead of always asking how you can earn more money, the most powerful financial question you can ever ask yourself is this one: how much less do I actually need to be happy? The answer to that question, well, that's the real key to wealth.